Hey, babe, can you give me a pencil so I can mark this tape measure? I don't want the people of YouTube thinking or knowing I can't read a tape measure. Uh, oh, hey, didn't see y'all there. So today we're gonna put cord around our cabinets here, and then we'll put up trim around our doors. Mrs. Rattlesnake Acre is painting the trim work for the baseboards. We'll probably put that up in a later video. Y'all are probably gonna have enough of seeing me after what we got to do today. But spoiler alert, if y'all know me, you watch the channel, you know I love old stuff, old tools, equipment, whatever. We've got a really neat old tool we're going to use today. Dates back to probably the 30s or 40s, and it still works just as good as it did back then today. But stay tuned. Let's see what we can get done. And guys, I can totally read a tape measure. All right, guys. So first, let's talk about what we're going to need to do this trim work and the quarter round work today. Of course, as always, you need a tape measure. I don't have my square right now, but I shouldn't even need it with the tool we got. We got, of course, pencil to mark everything. This is a punch. If you don't have like an actual trim gun, a pneumatic nailer, you'll need a punch to make it look good. That'll make sense later. And then you need finishing nails. I always get inch and a half. I figure they're long enough for what we're doing. Trying to get where y'all can see it. You notice the finishing nail, they really don't have much of a head on them. But yeah, that's what we're going to need for that. We're going to take a couple measurements, and then I'm going to take y'all and show you my surprise tool for the day. All right. Now, so 71 and a half. Y'all remember that? All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and apologize. There may be a little wind interference. But this right here is a Montgomery Ward miter saw. Ow. Yep. And it's still sharp. So there's that. Guess I shouldn't have oiled it up so good earlier. But show you how it works here in a minute. But you got your angle set. You can see that's starting to bleed. So this was my grandpa's miter saw, and my dad let me borrow it about 7 years ago. So come fight me for it, old man, if you're watching this. But anyway, guys, no, he knows I've got it. It's a neat old piece of carpentry history, really, but still works great. And y'all see that here in a minute. But I'm gonna go wash this out and get a band-aid real quick. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't flag this video for blood violence. All right, folks, we're back. Got me a little band-aid on. It's real cute. It's brown. So I want each end to be at a right angle. So now if this is tripped, y'all saw that. We're just gonna saw right down through. I'm not left-handed, so this is not fun. Okay, we're through. That gives us a good right degree angle there. Whoop. Or 45, sorry. 45? Yeah, 45. So that two pieces can join. I don't know if y'all can see me. And then we're going to take our saw, our miter saw, our Montgomery Ward miter saw. You pull up on this, you squeeze this. We're going to turn it. till we hit 45 degrees. Let it lock in. Now, I'm going to measure the distance of the angle here. Guys, I'm not a carpenter, so about 7/16 of an inch. So we're going to measure 71.5. We'll take off 7/16. 1.5. Right about there. And remember, guys, I'm not a carpenter. Never claimed to be. I can normally get things pretty decently close. If I can find my mark. Now, I drop down to my mark. And just gonna saw it up. And we're gonna drop our trim everywhere. Bring this in where y'all can see it. Should be a good 45 there. Now let's head back inside. Alright guys, I think I've got it lit up where y'all can see it. Now, we're just gonna line, it sounded worse than it was. We're gonna line our inside of our 45-degree angle with the very corner of the cabinet. We're gonna try to get our hammer out. We're gonna drop our tape measure in the process. And then we're gonna try to find some screws or some finishing nails. Struggle's real. I just split that trim. They just don't make things like they used to. Guys, I'll give you a little. Alright. We're going to change our plans a little bit. So with this trim, clearly, we're going to have to drill a little pilot hole in the piece of trim with a nail to go in so it doesn't split it. If there's any carpenters watching this and you have a better idea, let me know. That way, if I ever do this again, I'll try your idea. I'm all for suggestions. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so now I've got a drill bit. It's about the same size as finishing nail, maybe just a little smaller. So I'm just gonna go down through here and drill a few holes. I'm sure this is really good on the cabinets. Don't tell my wife. She's definitely not in the other room. She definitely can't see me right now. She can totally see me, guys. Oh, and if you've been watching the channel for a while, you all have seen my youngest daughter, Briley, she just celebrated a birthday. So, guys, it would make her day if you would go down in the comments and say, "Happy birthday, Bri." She'd really like to read that. And if you don't want to make a little girl's day, I don't know what to tell you. There's something wrong with you. All right, guys. Now we got our pilot hole drilled. Now, I'm taking that almost to where it's all the way in. That's where our punch comes in. So when you hit a piece of wood with a hammer and it doesn't hit the nail only, it hits the wood too, it'll leave a little circle for the hammer. That's why you use a punch, and you just hit the nail head. And, well, if you can get to it, you just hit the nail head, and then you don't have that big circle. It's a lot easier when you're not under a cabinet trying to do this. That's pretty good. I'll come back in, do a close-up of what it looks like. That end's going to kind of look bad because there's a couple different nail holes. Don't know who did that. Now, go to our next one. Go almost all the way. Bring our punch in. We're going to hit the wood like we're not supposed to. Good. I'll go back and hit that with the punch. Just remember, I'm going, it's almost done. And again, if there's any carpenters watching, how close would y'all put the nails, and how many do you put in? I'm going to finish this up off camera, and I'll get back to you with a close-up what the nails look like. Now, guys, this isn't a professional job, but like I said, there's a couple extra holes. Well, folks, turns out if you don't turn your microphone on, it doesn't work. Right here, I'm just explaining that I'm going to do the door trim first because I need to in order to do the trim at the bottom there. It's just easier that way. So you're fixing to see me do that. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Pretty happy with the way things turned out so far. I may video when we do the rest of the trim. I'm not promising anything. Sometimes I just don't feel like fooling with the camera. Everything takes me about twice as long with the camera. That's why I hadn't made a video in a while. My next video will probably be put my other shop door on. But anyway, like I always say, what do I always say? Oh yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. If you don't mind, like and subscribe. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Just come back and see us here in Rattlesnake Acres. Thank you.